What are you going to do in 2025 for your real estate that's actually going to make it successful this time? Because last year was the worst year in 35 years in real estate. Yikes, right? How about this? In 2021, there were 8 million homes sold, and this last year, there were 3.8 million. That's all based on NAR. So no wonder you say, no wonder I struggled. Well, of course, but you could be struggling for many other reasons, and I'm going to tell you why here as well. But I've got some tips for you and how you can do better. If you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe and hang on because when I get excited about this, man, I really start talking fast. Sorry about that. So, what's going on? If 40% of the industry left, great. You stayed, right? You stayed, and why did you stay? Because it's your business. You don't know what else you're going to do, right? Well, then really stay and do it right. Don't think that this year it's going to get better because the rates might go up. This year it might be better because 40% left. That is a factor. Both of those are maybes on each case. The rates may go up, but according to the Fed, it was going to be, go down. According to the Fed, it was going to be maybe two different cuts, but not much. You better just accept this is the norm. And you got to teach your clients that this is the norm. You got to help them be educated. How do you do that? You're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you're making phone calls, you're staying connected to your clients. It's the agents that stay visible that are going to survive and thrive, more importantly, in 2025 and beyond. And so you can say, "Oh, I don't talk well. I just stuttered. Did you see that?" That's my point. Be real. Are your clients real? Yeah. Do they want to talk to somebody that's real? Yes, they do. They want to talk to somebody that's knowledgeable. You better stay knowledgeable. How are you going to do that? You better be doing your homework. You better be staying connected with top agents that are telling you things that they see that are going on. I mean, LinkedIn is powerful. Mike Del Preet is one of my favorite guys. He analyzes stuff all the time. He's got a new Inman thing coming up in December, and his one last year was powerful. I really encourage you to follow him because he's a statistician and he's a teacher out in Colorado. He analyzes all the different companies. He analyzes where the growth is going. He's phenomenal to understand. Keeping current matters. That's another thing about trends in the rates and trends in the different markets. Your own MLS has trends. When you're educating your clients like that, then you are the educated person. Who cares what you look like? Now, comb your hair, get a little makeup on. I don't like much. Get something that's not distracting. I've got a background here because it's a mess back there. I'll admit it. So I want consistency. I'm on here every Wednesday. I record videos for this that I do have a company called SimpleTube, and they help me with the editing and the posting all over of some of my videos. They don't do everything because I also have a podcast on Wednesdays. You say, well, how do you do all that? It's easy because I time block this stuff. And I'm very on purpose with it. Podcasts are really pretty darn easy and very exciting and a lot of fun. Who you connect with? Well, if you're on purpose like me. So mine's called Real Estate Riches. The reason that I do those podcasts is I want to learn myself. So who I interview are successful agents. Quite a few of them have been investors. That's a field that only 3% of realtors are in. You may want to start figuring out how you get investors. I asked this one guy, I said, how do you do it? And he said, well, I just go to investment clubs and I learn. I learn all about investing. I go there to learn. I start talking to the investors that are in there. I ask them, what are you looking for? I said, would you mind me looking for some of that for you? And a lot of them will say yes. I start to build a relationship. That particular guy that comes to mind that who told me that, he said, I got an investor who wants to buy a fixer-upper, a hotel in Europe. I go, really? You think that would work in Portugal? And he goes, yeah. And I said, I saw one recently for around 35 million. What do you think his price point is? He goes, I think that'd work. I said, great. And so I helped him get a referral in Portugal. They're going to close on a $5 million hotel that's a fixer-upper for that investor who he met at an investment club. Do you see what I'm talking about? Now, so there's no excuse not to figure all of this out. So you want to be in front of people. Back to my podcast. I met another woman. She is one of the top KW agents in Maryland, a luxury. She was just nominated as Businesswoman of the Year in Dubai. What? Well, when I met her, and I do have another firm, and that is Icons of Real Estate that helps me with my podcast. They're awesome. They get guests for me. I give them suggestions on guests that I would like on. They coordinate that, and they handle a lot for me. Of course, all that costs money, and maybe you're not there. So what? If you're not there, then start where you can. But here's the trick. You got to be consistent. Now, let me tell you about that one woman that I met in Maryland. So she says to me, Kath, I don't know if you're ever going to come across this or not, but I am part owner in a bank in Irvine, California, where our minimum loan is $100 million. Go, She goes, now, if you bring that person to me, I will pay you a commission for that. Now, it's a commercial loan. It has nothing to do with real estate per se that I'm involved in. So it doesn't jeopardize my license that I'm getting a commission off this. I double checked with my attorney and my CPA. So I said, well, that's interesting. So I started sharing it with other people that I have met around the world because I am on purpose to be global. That's another subject. I'll come back to that. And so as a result, I've been in front of four different people. The first one needed 100 million. He was in India. The second one is in Turkey. She doesn't know her number yet. It was the initial phone call to find out what's this all about because she's a developer in Turkey and that's the kind of money that developers need. They don't need 50,000 or even 50 million. They need hundreds of million, hundreds of dollars in commissions for me. Yes. See why I think outside the box, why I'm always doing stuff? Podcasts are amazing. Now, how does that help other realtors when I'm doing that podcast? Well, those realtors are learning the tidbits of what those people that I'm interviewing are sharing. So they now know, like hey, Kathy's got somebody that could help a developer I might know with 100 million plus. They go into the billions. If that's something you need, man, I'll help you. You just DM me below, or even better, book a strategy call with me. The link's below. So here's the other thing. I love those podcasts. It all gets back to being visible. Do you see how visible I am? I am really visible. And I don't know if I told you. I don't think I did on this one. I'm 74. Do I have filter on here? I do. For all the little brown spots, you can't see that. I don't like to wear makeup, so I put the filter on there. So it would have been covered up on makeup anyway. Anyway, the point is, it's irrelevant. What you look like, it's what you know. So be educated. Thing is, you're visible, you're learning, you're doing things like listening to audibles in the car. You're doing all the things that you need to do to level up. You're in front of people. Another one of my favorite tools is Opus Clip. It'll take a video that you've done, chop it up into little shorts. You can put those all over TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all those things. If also, I'm a big fan of LinkedIn. And I am on purpose to connect on LinkedIn. And the more you post on there, and see, you can leverage all these different kinds of posts onto all these different platforms. For example, I'm writing an article on Portugal, and it's a 15-week series. So I asked ChatGPT how to give me a guide on what would be 15 different good topics that I could talk about Portugal and why people would want to move there, why they would want to invest there, what are the different benefits of it? And I wanted an article series of 3 to 5 minutes on those different subjects. So it gives me the 15. So then I also have a criteria. I wanted to write in my style. I wanted to be very informative. So I'll say, okay, it's week one. Here's the ground rules of what I want. I want a call to action at the bottom. I always want them reaching out to me. And I need it to also be shrunk down for Instagram, 2,200 characters. I'm looking for SEO keywords. I ask it for the trending SEO keywords based on that article, what would be smart. Do you see how time saving that is? And so it's doing a LinkedIn article, which turns into a post. I asked for helping me with the description of the article for the description of the LinkedIn post. I want the 2,200 characters. I want an example of what a perfect picture would be like for that article. And I say, give me the site of the free photos that I can download a perfect picture to put with that. And then I also ask for it for, I use the same thing for LinkedIn as I do for, not LinkedIn, for Instagram as I do for Facebook. So that same picture's out there. So I'm on all these different platforms, and I went to ChatGPT for the guide. I'm telling you, you've got to incorporate ChatGPT into your business to make all that happen. So being visible, all that stuff. Anyway, so how are you going to survive in 2025? You've got to be leveling up. You've got to be visible. You've got to be utilizing ChatGPT. You've got to be surrounding yourself with people that are doing it. If you're just saying you're going to just do the status quo, start looking for a second line of income because you won't make it. ChatGPT and AI technology is it is already changing our world. I've been following it for 2 years and I feel like I'm barely holding on, and I know I'm probably leaps and leaps and bounds ahead of you if you're listening. Now, there may be a few that I'm not, and I'd love to learn from you. Put your YouTube on here. I want to learn from you. So that's the point. I'm always learning. I'm always growing. I'm always finding ways that I can stay in touch with my clients. And I have a tip for you. I have a sheet that'll give you ways that if you want, that you want to stay in touch with your clients so that you are current. Man, you've got to be reaching out to your clients. You've got to be connecting more than ever. And you're saying, well, this is overwhelming. Maybe I need to get out of the career altogether. I get it. Here's what you could do as well. Ask ChatGPT. Here's all the stuff that I got to do. I need to simplify it so that I'm more time effective. Chat will help you. There's a new one that I'm following. Ask me in the chat or the questions below what it is. I just started with it. I forget the name of it. It just sent me a thing today saying you need to clean this up. You're behind on this and this and this. And it gives you suggestions of what to get rid of and what to keep that are time-saving tools. And I'll put that into ChatGPT and say, give me some advice on how I can clean this up. Because there is ways. The technology is a tool to get more time efficient. The technology is a time to be more knowledgeable, how to take stats from the MLS and all these different sources of where you're getting information. Like I've been giving you stats. You can go into chat if you're a paid for version. There's now a new little globe in the bar where you type in that is Google search. So I will click on that little globe and say, search the internet. I need you to give me stats on this or that, right? And give me the source, because I always want to know the source to validate it. So if you like this kind of stuff, please do yourself a favor and start doing it because you want to succeed. You got a family to support. If you like this, book a strategy call with me and let's talk about your business, period. Maybe I can help you the way that I've helped myself in my company, or maybe I just share some more tips. Happy to answer any of these questions, give you any of these tools that I've gotten. I'm a giver, in case you haven't noticed. So share it with everybody, subscribe below, and please book a strategy call with me. Let's kind of figure your business out for 2025 and beyond, right? I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.